Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Thursday, June 16th, and it's time for the market overview. We'll be looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. And just for fun, we'll also throw in XOI. And starting off with the Dow, today was a very mixed day, full of swings and emotion and news, and except for a all up or all down day, these kinds of days are my favorite. I love swings, and we got plenty of them today. As for the overall, we still have a flat line in long-term moving averages. Short-term moving averages, we have a side tick. So we have indecision candle, and all the secondaries are, of course, are still low. MACD histogram ticking up slightly, and just a mixed picture. The possible positive divergence is still in effect, and we are waiting for the arrival of a bounce, should it come. And it's not here yet, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. And if it breaks down, of course, we'll keep our eyes peeled. SPX did not get a side tick. It is still pointing down on short-term moving averages. We have a indecision candle, and we do have some branching out of the long-term moving averages. Secondaries, just like the Dow, possible positive divergence forming, and everything else is fairly negative with fairly negative. Stochastic is trying to tick up, but just like the Dow, we shall have to wait and see if a bounce does arrive. Now the VIX, here's a possible tell once again. Yesterday we had it above the upper Bollinger Band, and today we have it above the upper Bollinger Band again. It rose incredibly high today, and would have been really cool if it had stopped up there, because then it'd have more problems with it that we could gauge against. We already have the short-term moving averages looking very bubbly. Long-term moving averages are a flat line still. So at some point this bubble should need a repair, and being above the upper Bollinger Band also is a tell that it needs to get ejected from it, either with a move down or a move sideways. Secondaries are positive, histogram ticking up, everything else high. So we'll need to wait and see if we do get a reverse movement or sideways movement that should help the market go up if we are going to get a bounce. And of course this doesn't guarantee anything. It can continue to push it up for a few more days if it really feels the need, and if the news is really bad. Tomorrow is OPEX, so we should expect some shenanigans in either direction. Max Pain is massively out of whack, and the market would need to rise to try and repair some of that, but occasionally all of the riders do get caught with their pants down, and tomorrow may be one of those days. But if I were guessing, they should try to take the bite out of it to some extent. And just for fun, we're also going to look at XOI, the oil. And, oil is so closely tied to the market. Oil goes up, the market goes up. Almost similar to currencies, the way currencies move and the market reacts. Sometimes oil has the same effect. And we see that we have a complete indecision candle on oil. We do have a separation of the long-term moving averages forming a bearish bar, and the short-term moving averages have good extension. There's not a bubble to correct at this moment, and it is pointing down. Secondaries are mixed negative. So really the only thing to go on is indecision candle, which is not much to go on at all. But we will be looking at this in the future, trying to get more sense of direction with the market. And TNA. I really like TNA. It is extremely useful item to trade. And we have almost a side tick, but not quite. We have an indecision candle, and of course we have a decent expansion, but it is bubbly. There is wobble in it, and we are waiting to see if this uptick plays out. We still have another day, so we may have a failed uptick here. This downtrend has been quite powerful and has been able to defeat at least one other uptick in the other indexes in the past week or so. So secondaries, MACD trying to tick up, everything else mixed, and so not much to see there except that we're waiting for the arrival of a pop should one arrive. UUP, we said yesterday it was outside of the upper Bollinger Band and needed to move down or sideways to get out of it. It did do that. It it started off above it again and was rejected and is now outside of it. So we still have this bearish bar. Is it going to suck it down? It's very likely. The short-term moving averages do not have complete separation before entering the bar. It should not put the hurt on the bar, and it is bubbly and ugly. Secondaries are mixed, very high, neutral, and ticking up. So this is going to be very news driven, but at some point the technicals do matter once the news wears off, and it's just a waiting game for that to happen. FXE, we said yesterday that it was sitting on the lower Bollinger Band and didn't necessarily have to do anything about it, but that it was just sitting there. We did go below it today and were rejected from it, pushed out of it, and so that's nice. Just like the UUP, short-term moving averages are bubbly and ugly, do not have complete separation prior to entering the bar. The bar is not the biggest or best separated that you've ever seen, but it is still there. Secondaries are mixed, very low, neutral, and ticking down. So once again, a waiting game for the news to wear off and new news to arrive, and that's all there is to it. SLV, we've had this stinking flatline, double flatline. This is essentially a double flatline with a slight negative connotation to it. Secondaries are mixed with the MACD being completely neutral. This is not something that I like right now. It does need some movement of some fashion so that it will determine what its mood is going to be. And GLD, we are still sitting with a flat line in the short-term moving averages right above the bullish bar. We have an indecision candle today. I think that should we break to the upside of the middle Bollinger Band, we'll have positive movement once again. It's just a matter of getting above that. Secondaries are mixed, MACD very mixed, still pointing down. RSI and stochastic trying to go up, so we shall have to see. And if the dollar does decide to go down, of course this will be going up, so definitely something to be aware of. And that's it for tonight. Tomorrow is OPEX, and should be entertaining and just fun to watch. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only.